Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch-along of Leeds United versus Preston North End at Deepdale. Leeds United hoping on the back of a fantastic 4-0 victory against Ipswich Town that they can bounce back again and get a result against Preston. Preston on a pretty bad run of form, but Leeds hoping to do the job here. We've not had much luck on Boxing Day in previous years, and we haven't had much luck away at Preston. So let's hope that we can go and get a result today and go against the odds. Rad Music Chat, Ben's already in here. All Leeds, aren't we? SEL saying, hope the lads let their dinners go down. Rad Music Chat, well, judging by the size of that portion Joel Perot had, would be hungry half an hour later. Hi, Karen. Hi, Ben. Hi, SEL. Welcome, everybody who is joining now. Less than 10 minutes to kick off here at Deepdale. And Leeds, like I say, hoping for a big, big victory. And that would put us right on track to try and catch up with Ipswich, who also have to play Leicester. That's the one. They have to play Leicester, don't they? So we're going to have a little look at that. Championship table. Ipswich. So they play Leicester today at 7:45. So that's going to be a big game for them as well, because if we can win this one after beating Ipswich, then there's a 6-point swing there, and we get very, very close to being on the tail of Ipswich, and that's exactly what we needed and wanted. Ben saying, you're going for the Jorginho Rutter hairstyle. Yeah, it's getting too long, and I thought I would just throw it all backwards. It's a little bit less messy, easier for this stream. Going for a 2-0 Leeds win. Karen saying, yeah, everybody else get your predictions down in the chat below. Penny Lane saying, hi, Max. Hi, Penny. Hi, John. Hi, Ben. I've already said hi to you. Yeah, hi, everybody who's joining. Hi, Not Another Leeds pod. I can't tell whether that is, which member that is. Tell me who you are in the chat, Not Another Leeds pod, because then I can know exactly who I'm speaking to. Harry and Mark from Home Alone. Ah, you've killed me. Oh, it's Danny. Right. Hi, Danny. Yeah, I should have thought so with that joke. Couple of Leeds fans with some very interesting Christmas clothes on in the stands there. Just seen. 3-1, James to bag first. Yeah, I hope James scores. But then again, I think that Preston will be the sort of team who might sit in a little bit against us, and maybe that's going to be more difficult for Dan James. But hopefully he pops up at the back post with a header again or something. Best play-by-play announcer. Thanks, Max from USA. Thanks, Ted. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support. Shabazz Ahmed saying, I am in Sri Lanka. Come on, United. I play for PNE over 50s, so need to win. Otherwise, we'll get a lot of stick. Yeah, come on, Leeds. Let's get a win today. Everybody just saying hello to each other in the chat. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I hope everybody had an excellent Christmas day yesterday, and you all got all the things that you wanted from Santa. Do you know what I asked for? I asked for a win today. So hopefully Leeds can get the job done, because really we need to keep on the tail of Ipswich, because if they lose to Leicester tonight and we don't win, then it's a really big missed opportunity. So the first thing that we need to do is just win. Thoughts on the unchanged lineup? I think when he wins a game, Daniel Farker, he tends to just leave it the same. I think he loves just leaving it the same after a victory, and so I'm expecting him to do that until Sam Byram's fully fit back in, and then maybe you'll see Byram on the left, Spence on the right, which is something I really want to see. Maybe Archie gets a little rest when that happens. And I really want to see that, but obviously we were so good against Ipswich, you can see why he didn't want to change anything. Shabazz saying Leeds United to win 3-0, and John Garside saying 5-1 to Leeds. Well, I hope either one of you is right. I hope we get a massive goal haul today. I hope we score a load of goals, and really make it an even better Christmas period for Leeds. But at the moment, I'm not sure we're going to score loads, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling, but hopefully I'm proved wrong instantly and we score. Leeds' next 3 fixtures: Preston, West Brom, and Birmingham, all by New Year's Day. So let's hope that 2 of them are away, of course. This one and West Brom, and then you've got Birmingham at home. What's our head-to-head list history like? I tell you what, good idea. I'll get it up. Leeds versus Preston, H2H. So, games won. Leeds United have won 22, drawn 14, and lost 25. So they've actually beaten us more times than we've beaten them. But obviously, this did start in 1924, 1925, 1927. So it does. In recent years, we've drawn, won, lost, drawn, won, drawn, won, lost, won, drawn, lost, drawn, won, all the way back to 2004. Yeah, in the very olden days. Martin Cook saying your bad feeling is too many sprouts. Mac's gonna smash him. Yeah, come on, let's have a bit of belief. We're gonna win today. Come on, Leeds. Should have changed right and left back with Spence and Firpo. I'm not sure about Firpo. Maybe if we're 4-0 up again, we can bring Firpo on. Melier and Freddie Woodman just having a little bit of a high five then. I'm just going to get up a screenshot of the Preston lineup because I don't really know any of their players. So I know Freddie Woodman in goal, but that's about it. So I'm just going to have that up during the stream so I can actually tell who's who. The return of Spencer's made the team much better. I agree. I think he's been very good, but then also Sam Byram was very good, and Leeds hadn't won a game without Byram until that Ipswich game. But the players are heading out onto the pitch right now. Also, sorry, I don't know why I haven't done the things I usually do. There's the lineup, obviously unchanged from last time, so there's the lineup for you all to see. And then when that goes, you've also got the fact that if you find that you can't put anything down in the comments below, in the chat below, that is because you haven't hit that subscribe button. So if you hit the subscribe button, you should be able to chat with our lovely, lovely people in the chat down below. And the other thing is that, where is it? Classic football shirts. If you use the link in the description, you can get 10% off if you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout. And that is an affiliate link, of course. The Preston team: Woodman in goal, Watmouth, Lindsay, Hughes, 3 at the back, Potts, McCann, Whiteman, and Miller across the midfield. Then Holmes, Brown, and Osmanic as the Osmagic as the striking 3. So it's a 3-4-3 for them. Leeds set up as usual in the 4-2-3-1. Melier, Gray, Rodon, Strauch, Spence, Ampadu, Kamara with James, Piroux, Somerville in front of them, and Jorginho Rutter as the striker, who will obviously try and interchange with Joël Piroux. Players just shaking hands now, going out onto the pitch, shaking hands. Everybody who's joining now, hope you all had a good Christmas. Hope you all had a very, very good day yesterday, and you're looking forward to watching this championship clash. Hi, Ryan. Welcome to the chat, mate. Come on, Leeds. Got the Christmas jumper on as well. We're in the spirit. We're festive, and we're gonna smash him. Come on. We've got the rhubarb and custard kit on. Because obviously they have blue shorts and our away kit's blue, so we have to be in our 3rd changed strip, and hopefully we get our first win in it. Shabazz Ahmed say P&E fans I know from our football team believe that if you play attacking football and press high, P&E are vulnerable. If United score, they say floods will open. Well, I hope so. I hope we score early and that happens. Never been in Deepdale. I've driven past it loads of times. But but I've never actually been in the stadium. We won in it, I thought. Oh, we might have done, yeah. Which game was that? Is it the away kit that we've not won in? I don't remember. There's something. There's something like that. Preston players just having a huddle, and now Leeds players having a huddle as well. Looks like Strauch's being the one to talk to them, as he is the captain on the pitch today. So hopefully Leeds get off to a great start. Spence going out to the left back position again, and Archie Gray going to the right back as we sort of expected. If you missed it, that's the lineup. If you're just joining me, that's the lineup on the screen now. But Preston are about to take the kickoff, so I'm just going to get ready to do that as soon as the referee blows his whistle. We're underway here at Deepdale. Leeds United hoping for back-to-back victories again in the Championship this season and trying to get back on that winning train again. Archie Gray plays the ball forward, headed away by the Preston defender. Now over the halfway line and towards the striker, but Rodon can get there and clean that up. Rodon's pushed over there. Rodon's pushed over there by Osmajic, and Leeds get the free kick and take it quickly to Melier. Hi, Liam. Thanks. Hope you did too, mate. Yeah, I'm hoping for a really big victory today. Afternoon, Tamsterman. Jed Spence over the halfway line. Cuts back, gives it to Somerville nicely. I think Jed Spence was brought down there, but play continues. Strout goes across to Rodon. Rodon looks to come out the other side and gives the ball to Archie Gray just behind the halfway line. Oh, it's Dan James, actually, and Archie Gray's gone higher. Now Rodon with the ball again. Over to Strout. Strout's got the option of Jed Spence and uses him down the line. Jed Spence looking for an option. Gets tackled, but the ball's going to go out for a Leeds United throw-in. A lot of empty seats in the Preston home ends. Jed Spence with a throw-in to Jorginho, who just puts it straight into touch. Welcome, Matt, saying, come on, lads, let's go. Ball down the line from Preston. It's cleared out of play by Strauch into the technical area where the Preston player is going to... Oh, apparently Leeds have scored the most in the first 1 to 15 minutes this season, 9. Preston have conceded the least. So... from that, we should expect them to be fairly solid in the opening exchanges, so maybe we don't get that early goal that we were wanting. That was a terrible ball from their defender, and it goes straight into touch just on the pressed side of the halfway line, and Archie Gray can throw that one back in towards Ampadu. Ampadu to Kamara. Drops it back off to Rodon. Rodon goes to Strauch. Now Strauch to Jed Spence. Back to Strauch again. Across to Joe Rodon. Now Ampadu. Ampadu with a good ball forward to Dan James. Dan James with a great touch and a nice little flick over the defender, but the defender's going to be able to get there and turn away. Plays it inside, and then Preston have to clear the ball up to the halfway line. Strauch wins the header. Taken down by the Preston player out wide. Goes to Potts on the right-hand side. Potts with a ball forward that goes straight to Pascal Strauch, who can deal with that easily and give the ball to Jed Spence. Now Ampadu's on the ball. Looking forward now in the deep midfield position. Plays a long ball forward over the top towards Jorginho, but it's going to bounce all the way through to Woodman in the Preston goal. He can pick that one up and roll it out. Another ball goes into touch from a Preston defender there. Throw into Leeds then. Now Joe Rodon. Across to Strauch. Strauch to Jed Spence. Down the line to Somerville. Somerville tackled there. And it's going to be a Leeds throw in, I think. Just remember as well, guys, that if there's a goal at either end in this game, don't tell me before I've reacted to it, because I won't have seen it until you've seen me react to it. Here's Jed Spence. Jed Spence tackled there, but not adjudged to be a foul, and a long ball forward here from Preston is cut out by Pascal Struijk, and it's going to be a throw-in. Hi, John. Welcome, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Hope you're well too. Michael Gott saying Preston long ball attack. They do seem to be playing quite deep, trying to win the ball and then send it long. Ball back to the centre-backs again. Now into the midfield. McCann with the ball. Back to the defence again. Morning, Rene. Ball up to the wide position and headed on to Brown. Brown tries to do something with it, but Jed Spence has tackled him, and then somehow Preston come away with the ball. Now McCann. Now back to Brown on the right-hand side. Cuts the ball to the edge of the box. It's dropped off again. Dan James tries to come in with the tackle. I think he took a little bit of a knock there, but he's still on his feet. Nice little flick around the corner from the Preston player. Tries to go down the line past Rodon, but Rodon cuts it out. And manages to still pass the ball to Dan James. Ball inside to Glenn Kamara. Forward to Joel Piroux. Leeds with the chance to counter-attack now. Ball out wide to Dan James. Now Leeds need to make the most of this. The ball goes to Jorginho on the right-hand side. He's got a man on him, and he is tackled there, Jorginho, but it is going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Hi, Mark. Welcome. Hi, AO. Hi, Mark Made Music. Happy holidays, mate. Yeah. Jorginho tries to play the ball back to Archie Gray, but it is going to be a throw into Leeds, and Archie Gray takes it quickly, gives it to Piroux, but it's kicked away again by the Preston defence. It's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Ball forward to Osmarjic. Tackled by Struijk. Now Jed Spence can carry the ball here down the left-hand side. Turns back on himself and gives the ball back to Struijk. Struijk to Ampadu. Ampadu looks forward, comes into the centre circle, looks for an option. Drops it off to Kamara on the left-hand side. Kamara can go out to Spence here and does. Spence looks for an option. Inside to Kamara. Then Ampadu. Ampadu's got a man on him, but gets the ball into Somerville nicely. Somerville tackled, though. And Lee's going to have to try and regain possession now before Preston play this ball forward. They play the ball to the right midfield position. And then back again. Ball across the back for Preston, and now another long ball down the line. It's just gone to no one, straight through to Meslier. Now Rodon. Struijk. Struijk down the line to Spence. Spence looks for a way to get the ball in the box. He plays it in. It's away. Piroux on the edge. Piroux tries to shoot. It's blocked. Ball to Kamara. Now dropped off to Ampadu. Ampadu with a nice little ball into Jorginho. Jorginho trying to fashion space to shoot. Piroux can't quite take his pass in his stride, and the ball goes through to Woodman, who can claim that with relative ease there, but a little bit of a better move from Leeds that time. A little bit more impetus in that attack. It does look to me as though Preston are just going to be trying to play the ball around with their defence, and when Leeds do press high, they are just going to try and knock the ball over the top of everyone. So far, it's not been going to any Preston players, and Leeds have been able to deal with it really, really easily. But yeah, Preston do seem to be a little bit of a long ball team at the moment. Not great to watch. But I suppose it's better than what Ipswich did against us, isn't it? Surprised Piroux hasn't once had the chance to lead in the line. Thought there might have been a bit of change with game congestion. Yeah, you'd have thought so, but just doesn't seem to have happened yet, does it? Hopefully it will at some point. Struijk now with the ball. Struijk into Kamara. Kamara back to Struijk. Struijk to Rodon. Rodon into Ampadu. Back to Struijk. Over to Kamara. Jed Spence is out wide, taking up a higher position. Gets the ball and gives it to Somerville. Somerville's got to come back. Nice little flick over the top from Jed Spence, but it's gone too close to a Preston defender, and they've got the ball back here. Somerville trying to challenge for it. Ball won by Spence and Kamara in the end, but the ball given straight back to a Preston player by Glenn Kamara here. Morning, Paul. Preston now with the ball. Play the ball into midfield here and then out wide. Ball inside and a nice little flick from Brown there. Now they have the ball back. They go out wide to the left-hand side. Miller, ball into the box, deflected and managed to get away in the end by Archie Gray, but then Preston have got the ball back. Don't tempt fate, Liam. Don't tempt fate. Preston now with the ball at the back. They play the ball down the line and then back again. Now Preston tried to go forward here through Hughes. Hughes looking for an option. Cuts the ball across to the middle with Brown. Brown looks for a chance to shoot, blocked by Kamara, but it still drops to a Preston player. Preston drop it back off to the wing. And then to the full-backs. Well, a centre-back, actually, because there's three at the back. Ball into the box here from Preston, headed by Strauch. Headed out wide again to Miller. Miller up against Archie Gray. Looking for a chance to open something up. Another ball into the box, headed away by Kamara this time. Now Miller again. Tries to turn Archie Gray. Archie Gray's foot ends up tripping Miller up, and it's going to be a free kick to Preston here. Yeah, just a good turn by the Preston player, and Archie just sticks a foot out and trips him up there. There's always going to be a free kick. Not a yellow card or anything, but was always going to be a free kick in a fairly dangerous position for them to whip the ball in here. We've dealt with their aerial threat so far pretty well. It remains to be seen whether we can do it on this attack. Ball into the box off the set piece, then goes towards Meslier, too close to Meslier, and Meslier punches it way out of the area, and that's actually going to go for a Preston throw-in. It's gone that far. Well done by Meslier. I think he's getting better at that, coming out and claiming the ball. Preston getting ready to throw the ball in here from this, what looks like it'll be a long throw. Thrown into the box here. Headed away by Ampadu this time. Leeds tried to break, but Preston win the ball back. We're improving defending set pieces, it looks like. And another long ball forward from Preston just goes over everyone and out for a Ilan Meslier goal kick there. So Preston don't seem to be providing much threat at all, to be honest, at the moment. And I know that's kind of tempting fate, but I just think that they don't seem like they've got much. Strauch. Back to Meslier. Then into Rodon. Now Dan James. Dan James into Archie Gray. Good tackle there by the Preston defender, and it's actually going to be a Preston throw. Don't know how that happened. If Watford can put 5 past them, we should get 10. Doesn't always work like that, though, does it? Because they had a really, really good start to the season. Throw down the line from the from the Preston. That's you there, John, putting me off. From the Preston player, and Leeds managed to clear that one out onto touch by Rodon. Second chance to throw it in then from Preston. Hughes goes down the line again. Headed again by Rodon. Back to Hughes. Headed away by Hughes and then back by Strauch. Now Miller with it. looking for a little 1-2 and gets it round the corner through Archie Gray. Now Archie Gray's got to try and get back here. Strauch's blocked it, and then Kamara's blocked a shot that eventually came from that. Now Joel Pirou needs to try and get the ball away, and he's managed to get himself a throw in. Dangerous moment there for Leeds. Really need to be careful of that. Nice little 1-2 from Preston. Got around the side of Archie and then got the ball into the box. And Strauch blocked it, but it went straight to a Preston player who had a shot. And Glenn Kamara managed to block it. So good defending from Leeds in the end, but he shouldn't have got to that point. Rob, welcome to the chat, mate. Better if we don't go behind, he's saying. Yeah, of course. Going to be a free kick to Leeds there, I think. Leeds fans singing football in a library. Archie Gray. Back to Rodon. Across to Strauch. Kamara's made an option for him and he gives it to Kamara. Kamara down the line to Spence. Down the line to Somerville. Oh, Somerville's touch lets him down. It goes out for a goal kick. Apparently first half action area is 36% in our final third. Leeds need to try and get a grip of the possession in this game and get some opportunities going forward because we've not really created anything so far. Yeah, they will want a messy game, won't they? They'll want it to be a bit stop-start and hopefully and they'll hope that they can nick a goal. Whereas we kind of want to play flowing football and they want to stop us doing that. So they're doing quite well at doing that so far. Strauch does well there to retain possession. Now Ampadu runs across the face of his own box. Again, nice ball into midfield for Somerville. Somerville drops it off to Kamara and then back to Ampadu again. This is better football from Leeds. Down the line to Jed Spence. Spence gets tackled, but it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. A new hairstyle again to save for Spence. Got it in two little bunches at the back. Kamara with the ball down the line to Somerville. Somerville does really well to keep the ball and then it's nicked off him, but Ampadu wins it back and then Ampadu and Somerville both got absolutely wiped out then. Let's have a look. Somerville. Yeah, he got... That's a yellow card if ever I've seen one. He literally just flipped Somerville. I think Ampadu just got a whack in the ankle as well. I think he must just be winded, Somerville. Looks like Jaden Anthony is getting warmed up. Nunto's not been told to warm up. There should have been a card for the Ampadu one, shouldn't there? Excuse me. Yeah, there should have been a card for the Ampadu one. It looks like Somerville might have hurt his neck when he fell then. It seems like he's hurt his neck a little bit, like cricked his neck maybe or something. Somerville back on his feet again now. Your prophecy about Dan James coming good hasn't been far off. I might be cruel saying I hope it ups his value and we moves on if we go up. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if this is his ceiling. It's hard to tell, really, isn't it? We're back underway though. Ball back in play. Somerville just waiting on the touchline to be able to come on again. Gray heads it straight back to Miller there. Ooh, Miller whipped it in right across the box there and went past Mellier's post. He was able to leave it, but Mellier thinks that a defender should have been able to head that before that happened. Miller for Preston on the left is a danger. Does Dan need to cover for Archie? I think he does need to cover a little bit more. He usually does, but maybe he just couldn't get back in certain situations. But I think he does need to help him a little bit. Somerville been let back on the pitch again? Yeah, Somerville's back on now. Ball down the line to Holmes, but cut out there by Joe Rodon really well. Now Kamara. Kamara looking for an option. Drops it off to Mellier. Mellier to Strauch. Strauch's going to be able to carry this a few yards here. He's about halfway inside the Leeds half now. Kamara into Rodon. Rodon with a nice ball out wide to Jed Spence, who just keeps it in because it wasn't that much of a nice ball. Now Rodon again. Rodon with a long ball over the top towards Jorginho, but I think it's going to go all the way for a goal kick here. Oh, Jorginho nearly tried to get a foot in there, but it's going to go for a goal kick. Paul Lucas say Max is working hard, folks. Hit the Boxing Day like button. The more likes we have, the more chance we have of winning. I'm sure that's definitely true. So let's do that. Everyone hit the like button. Refs never get anything to Leeds. Ref had a duty of care. Yeah, because he got the ball, yeah, but it's reckless, isn't it? And it's thrown Somerville right up in the air and really hurt him. So it's still dangerous going in like that. Good tackle by Somerville. Somerville bursts forward there. He's been brought down there by the Preston player. That's got to be a yellow card and is. Somerville does really well to take the ball off the player there, and he just comes back in, pots, and just wipes him out. So annoying when you're on a break and teams like this just completely wipe you out. Somerville then is going to stand over this free kick and try and put a ball into the box. Come on, Somerville. Two hands up. Ball towards the back post. Headed. Way past the post there. Unlucky. I think it was Rodon who got on that. Could have been a good chance to score there, but Rodon just didn't quite get his header on target. Yeah, he flicks it on Rodon rather than getting a good contact on it. Just needed to get a more purchase on that. Woodman getting ready to take his goal kick then. Up towards the halfway line, way over the halfway line. Archie goes up for the header, but doesn't win it, but Leeds managed to get the ball back through Ampadu. Cuts it back to Kamara, and now Strauch. Strauch drops it off to Mellier. Strauch, then over to Rodon. Well played out from the back by Leeds, and a little bit of a space to for Rodon to run into now. Has to go back and give it to Mellier again. Now Rodon. Forward to Archie Gray. Back to Rodon again. Rodon to Ampadu. Then to Piru. Ball forward to Jed Spence. Jed Spence is through in the box. Jed Spence cuts back. He has to try and find a way to cross it here. Holmes has tackled him, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds United here just by the corner flag after Holmes trips over Jed Spence. He basically just did an alien flop, Spence, there. Just put his legs in front of the man and then wait for the contact and went down like Ayling does, and he's won Leeds a free kick. Somerville with a chance to cross the ball in here. About 5 yards closer to the goal than the corner flag and about 5 yards in from the touchline. I haven't seen the South Stand limbs. No, I've seen the video from the Ipswich vlogger. Somerville with the cross into the box, then headed down. Oh, it looked like it was going in there, but it was just perspective. Ampadu got on the end of that header, and it bounced off. It bounced off a Preston player, I think. Oh no, it actually bounced off Ampadu's head. Sorry, Ampadu headed it onto Rodon, and it bounced out for a corner, a goal kick. I can't speak. For some reason, we are just awful at heading the ball. Nobody can head the ball. Ampadu wins that header from the goal kick, and it's going to go out for a Preston throw-in, though. Lindsay waits for the ball for his throw-in. Throws it in across to his centre-back partner. And then across to the right-hand side. Another long ball forward. Headed on by Brown, but then Leeds win the ball back, and now Kamara can drive forward. Kamara drives into the midfield. Ball into Jorginho. Jorginho turns on it. Loses the ball, but Somerville can try and win it back here. Long ball forward again from Preston. High foot there maybe from Preston, but it's nothing given. Preston win the ball back and try to play it down the line, but the ball nearly goes through to the striker there, and Rodon wins it. Now Ampadu. Ampadu needs to be careful he doesn't lose the ball there, and Leeds deal with that very well. Perot and Strauch headed okay against Ipswich. Yeah, but the thing is, when you actually watch the replay, that doesn't even hit Perot's head. It hits his chest, and then the keeper saves it. And then Strauch can't possibly miss from an open goal. Defensively, they seem hard to break down, possibly a mid-block. They do seem like they're playing a bit of a mid-block, and at times they've only actually got 2 defenders at the back because they're packing the midfield that much to try and stop us playing through them. Good ball there. Jed Spence with the ball into the box to Joel Pirou. He's missed his chance, and then the ball to Somerville, and Leeds just don't quite get a shot away. Pirou really should have done better with that opportunity. Now Jorginho on the edge of the box has a shot blocked again, and now Leeds pick it up through Strauch out wide to Spence. Now Spence again into Ampadu. Ampadu drops it off to Kamara. Kamara's got Gray on the outside of him, and he's going to use him. Gray's got Dan James ahead of him and uses him. Now Dan James looking for a way to get the ball in the box. Tries to cross, but it's blocked. Ball's good. Oh, Dan James got completely wiped out there. Surely that's a yellow card. Guy went in studs up to stop Dan James getting the ball there. They're a dirty team, Preston. As if you're ever going to get there ahead of Dan James. Free kick taken quickly, and now Kamara has it to Somerville on the right-hand side. Somerville has to go back to Gray here. This allows Preston a chance to come up the pitch a little bit. Strauch into Ampadu. Ampadu can turn here and look forward. Goes out wide to Spence. Spence goes to try and go down the line and then find a place to cross it. And he's won himself a throw-in. Byram can pick it up for him and give it to him because Byram is warming up. They're leaving something on our players in challenges, and they are. Pirou tries to flick that one round the corner to Jed Spence, but it's won by the Preston player, but only for a Leeds throw-in. So Leeds retain possession. This is a little bit better from Leeds in terms of having the ball in the final third, but we're still not really opening anything up enough to have shots. Joel Pirou holds that one up, gives it to Jorginho, but Jorginho loses it. Ball dropped off to the Preston defence again, and they're just going to have to lump it long, straight out for... Honestly, it's a bit like watching us play against like a non-league side in the FA Cup or something. Like they just, whenever they get the ball, they just lump it as far forward as possible, and it just ends up going out for a throw-in. Surely they need to be better than this going forward if they're ever going to get anything out of any games. Preston, now they come inside. Now they're playing a little bit more football. Go across to Miller on the right-hand side. He's looking for a chance to shoot. He shoots way over the bar this time. Rodon got in front of him. Put off his path, and he's ended up skying it into the stand. think they're a bit more physical, this team, aren't they, than what Ipswich were. So when Jorginho is trying to hold it up, he's getting shoved off the ball and barged off it a little bit more than what he was against Ipswich. Joe Rodon carries the ball up towards the halfway line, gives it across to Strauch. Now Strauch back to Rodon. Archie Gray takes a bad touch there and it goes out for a Preston throw-in. Rutter's touches aren't working so far. Yeah, they come very tight when he gets the ball and they shove into him and they stop him really being able to play his game. Whereas teams who give him a bit of space, that's when he can really hurt teams. Hughes with the throw-in down the line, headed away by Dan James. Now Jorginho. See how they're all over his back and he's still managed to get away from them and then he's been wiped out and surely that's a yellow card and it is a yellow card for Preston. I think if the rate that they're getting yellow cards, 3 in the first 29 minutes, means that they'll have 9 by 90 minutes. So surely once someone's got a red card at this point. It's 3 yellow cards, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Jorginho needs to cross-train with the rugby side to get his dues to championship referees. Ampadu. Into Rodon. Now Strauch. Strauch's got Jed Spence on the outside. Gives it to him. Somerville's looking to get some space beyond him. Kamara. Cross to Ampadu. Ampadu into Dan James. To Jorginho. See how they're all over his back every time he gets on the ball. He's been fouled again. He stood right on Jorginho's foot there. They're dirty, this team. Anytime our players get the ball, they're barging into them. They're kicking at their legs. They just like do anything to stop them. Yeah, Nonto would be squaring up to them if he was on. It's bad, isn't it, really, when like all of our attacking players, they're not really getting punished too much for just kicking lumps out of us constantly. Somerville with the ball into the box then off this free kick. Headed on. Handball there. Definitely a handball in the box there from a Preston player, but no penalty given. Again, the referees are terrible in this division. That was a handball. That was a blatant handball there I've just seen from a Preston player in his own box, and the referee hasn't given a penalty. Ball down the line to Strauch. From Strauch, sorry, to Spence. Spence to Jorginho. Jorginho goes down the line, goes past 3 players. Looking to get the ball into the box. He does. It's a ball to Dan James. Dan James tries to shoot. Blocked. It's going to go for a Leeds corner here, I think. Archie Gray does well to shield that out for a Leeds corner. How Championship of Preston? Absolutely. Honestly, they're like League One. The way that they're playing is horrible. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I don't know if it was a penalty, you know. Somerville with the cross into the box, headed away. Only as far as Dan James, who gives it back to Archie Gray on the halfway line. Archie Gray, the furthest player back. Now Kamara. Yeah, the first time it looked really like a penalty, but the second time it didn't. So I take that back saying he was a terrible ref. I mean, some of his other decisions haven't been great, but that was actually probably a very good decision. Preston trying to break now. Ball out to the left-hand side with Miller. Archie Gray's there, but he's got Dan James inside him trying to help. Miller cuts this way and that. Shoots! Meslier with a very good save to tip that over the bar. He's definitely their danger man. And Dan James needs to get tight with Archie Gray to stop him cutting inside like that. It's a really good save by Meslier. So this is the first time Leeds have given a corner away in 2 games. Preston get their corner. Referee's just having a word with a few players because there was a bit of pushing and shoving in the box. Corner comes in towards the penalty spot, headed away, and then away again by Spence. Only up to the halfway line where it's knocked back long again. Spence has won the header. Spence looking for an offside, but there wasn't one. Now Miller has another chance to cut inside. He's got a player outside him and uses him. His cross into the box is cut out there well by Jed Spence. And it's going to be another corner to Preston. Spence was at right back then in that move. Spence was at right back then in that move, but he's not actually playing there. The penalties, the ball's not on the corner thing. Melier gets there well and punches that one away. So now Somerville with a header away, and Lee's trying to break out from the back here. Another long ball over the top by Preston. Spencer's won that one well, though. Spencer's long ball cut out there, but Glenn Kamara wins the second one, and then Preston win the ball back again. Out wide to Holmes. His ball's been blocked. Now Archie Gray can try and clear it in the right back position. Well, Archie Gray's lost the ball there. A bit of naivety from the youngster, and Brown is able to come into the box. Good tackle there by Archie Gray. That is exactly what you love to see. But then Archie Gray's given the ball straight to Liam Miller and given away a free kick. He just needs to get rid of the ball there. Thanks, Grumpy Old Man, yeah. It's got some reindeers on it as well. Yeah, Archie Gray wins the ball back really well, and then he fouls Liam Miller, so they have another chance to cross the ball in here from this free kick. 9.8 for the dive from Miller. I think it's Millar, actually, like Millar. He's Canadian. Not that that makes much of a difference, because I think you do get some Millars in this country. And obviously you say it Miller, but... Cross into the box. He actually went for goal there. The Preston player from almost a corner position, and it's just hit the side netting. Second time they've shot from an insane angle. What are they doing? Don't know. Brown was just trying something, I guess. Maybe it's something they've picked out that Melier leaves a lot of space at his near post. Good turn from Jorginho, but again, there's so many players in that midfield that they've packed it. But Jorginho wins the ball back after a loose pass from a Preston player. Jorginho gets the ball down the line to Dan James, but it's cleared. But then Archie Gray can win that one well. Then headed back towards Miller again. Miller has to go back. Looking for another 1-2, but Ampadu wins the ball off him this time, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. I can't believe how good Archie is, especially for a 17-year-old. Yeah, he made a few little mistakes a minute ago, but a lot of the stuff that he does is excellent. Just how aggressive they are and how they like a dive. Yeah, they seem to want it both ways, don't they? That they'll get free kicks for their little dives and falls, but they don't want us to get them when they actually wipe us out. Archie Gray wins the ball back again well there. And if for some reason the Preston player is taken to just pushing Jorginho for no reason. Jorginho had a little word in his ear. Oh, Ampadu nearly sold Strauch short there. So it's a very scrappy game at the moment. Miller picks it up on the halfway line, goes back to his centre-back. Ball with the Preston defence at the moment. You can't blame them for the tactics, but what happens if they go a goal down? They seem to be growing in confidence minute by minute. Yeah, what we need to do is get a goal before half time and just completely kill that momentum. Now, a chance to get the ball into the box from Preston. Crossed across, headed away by Ampadu, and it's going to be another corner for Preston. Preston getting ready to take their corner then. I think every single one of Leeds' players is back in the box. I think the ball went out and then came back in again there from that corner. So, yeah, good for Leeds that they didn't have to deal with that corner in the end. Meslier to Strauch. Ampadu with a long ball forward tries to pick out Jorginho, but the goalkeeper Woodman has to come out of his box and win that. And Jed Spence has to do really well to get back there. And the Preston players going down there because Jed Spence's high boot was near to his head. And he didn't touch him. He didn't actually touch him. These little divers, honestly. What is that? Like, Jed Spence wins the ball. It doesn't touch him at all, and then he goes down holding his face. You little scumbag. Freddie Flintoff's here. Dan James tries to get a ball into the box there. Yeah, they do try and block Meslier, don't they, off the corners from getting out to it. Miller with a long ball forward here. Dealt with easily by Strauch. Now Kamara. Kamara to Somerville. Somerville goes past his man and is blocked off again. That's surely a free kick. Why is that not a free kick? It's called a body check, ref. Look in the rule book. He just stepped right in front of Meslier and stopped him in Somerville and stopped him running. Good tackle there by Rodon. It's going to be a Leeds throw-in. It's on Sky Sports, Nano Gamer. They're actually stopping the play to let one of their players do his shoelaces up. Time wasting at its finest. Jed Spence is going to have to try and wang this one down the line here, and does. Up to Jorginho, wins the header. Headed back by Preston, and then Strauch wins it, and Jed Spence can knock it up the pitch a little bit. A little bit of a miscommunication with the Preston defenders there, and then lumped away again by Preston. Rodon wins the header. Now Joel Pirro wins it. Nice little flick around the corner there, but then Joel Pirro loses the ball again. But it's going to be a Leeds throw-in, so Leeds have gained possession high up the pitch a little bit. We haven't actually had a shot on target yet. Hope the rest policy is Preston advantage first half, Leeds advantage second half. Yeah. Strauch will get a free kick for that foul. It's just silly. Preston players use their hands a lot. Yeah, they do. They seem to be all over the back of our players. Ball with the Preston defence again. Tried to play up the ball up the line, and Ampadu wins it, but it goes straight to Miller. Now Miller can come forward. Coming towards the edge of the box, won by Kamara there really well. Then Kamara wins the ball again, and again, Preston foul. They just constantly kick you. Kamara wins the ball and does a nice little spin around the player, and the player just goes straight through him. I don't understand how they've not had more yellow cards. Two minutes added time onto the first half then. Yep, didn't get any card. I just don't understand why the rest being so lenient with them when they're it's obviously something that they're trying to do is hit us constantly. Ball forward down the line for Preston, and they're into the box here. Looking for a pass. Tries to cut it across. Still looking for an option. Drops it to the edge and blazed way over the bar. Good defending there by Leeds, not letting them have enough space to shoot. Yeah, they just blazed it over the bar once they cut it back then. Every now and then Spence has a really rusty touch or pass, but he's probably still not back up to 100% fitness. I think, in fact, he said that himself through his Instagram stories and stuff, that he's not back to 100% fitness yet. So he needs to, yeah, he needs a little bit more time. And maybe it's because he's on his wrong side as well. Good ball by Kamara over to Rodon on the opposite side. Rodon can come over the halfway line and play it into Jorginho. Jorginho with a nice ball out to the left-hand side where Jed Spence has it. Now Kamara. Kamara's got Ampadu inside. But now Spence again. Back to Kamara. Now ball into Peru. Kamara blocked off, but the ball is play on because of advantage. Now Ampadu tries to shoot. It's deflected safely into Woodman's gloves there. Frustrating. Very, very frustrating first half. Preston clearly trying to have spoiling tactics, trying to break up the play by just kicking lumps out of the Leeds players. And obviously it's working for them so far because they've not conceded, but it is horrible to watch. That's half-time. Get your thoughts on it in the second half. What you think should happen. Things like what Michael Gott's just put in the chat. I will reply to them in a second. I am just going to go and fill up my water bottle, so I shall be back very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Hit that like button and discuss what's happened so far and what subs you would like to see in the second half. So I'll be back soon. Hello, I'm back. So let's talk about what we said. Michael got saying, any analysis on how we beat the block in the second half? One of the things I would like to see is Nonto on for Dan James. I think there's no room in behind for Dan James to get into. And I think Nonto's more of a player who can run at a defender and get past him and get the ball into the box to our strikers. So I think that's something I would like to see. Because they're packing the midfield so much, we need to potentially gamble a little bit. And maybe we go 3 at the back, put an extra player in midfield, and try to stop them overrunning the midfield so much, and it allows one of our strikers to get away in behind a little bit more. Try to pack the midfield to combat that, and then try and play around the midfield rather than through it. But it is going to be difficult because they have packed it so much in there. Back of the net saying, hoped we would show we have removed this type of away performances, but no, fair play to Preston, more up for it than us so far. Fortunately, they're not very good in the final third. See, I don't even know if it's that they're more up for it. It's just that we're not able to play our normal football because they're so physical and because they're so what do you call it? Just aggressive and just kicking lumps out of us. I don't know what you're on about, Tamsterman. That doesn't even sound like a euphemism. Mr. P saying P&E mean business. We need to attack with pace and intensity and intent. Yeah, we need to move the ball a little bit faster, and when we do get the chance, we just need to try and go for it rather than hovering around the edge of the box and letting them have a chance to get back in again. Which reminds me of the Sunderland match. It does a little bit, but I think Sunderland had a little bit more quality in their team. It's more that Miller is the only player for Preston who you can really see doing anything. And they just tend to pack the midfield and then try and kick lumps out of us. And that's been, very annoying. That's terrible, John. That is a terrible joke. Alluvial found this has got 1-0 to Preston written all over it. No, it's got 1-0 to Leeds written all over it. We're going to score and then not concede. Come on, let's have some belief. Isaac said Nonto should come on right away. Perfect type of game for him, and he should have more minutes in general. Not sure I'd sub off though. For me, it's got to be Dan James, but Farker just doesn't make subs at half time, so I just don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, it's a difficult one to call, isn't it? I just feel like we need to do a bit more to stop what they're doing at the moment. We need to come with our own game plan, slightly change it, because what they're doing has really stopped us playing our game. And at the moment, that is killing us, really. Leeds just didn't really make any chances. Got the ball into the box a couple of times. Peru's one where Jed Spence cut it back for him. He just really didn't get enough purchase on the ball, and it was blocked. And did they get 2 minutes at half time added on when Somerville was down for over 4 minutes? Was he? Yeah, I don't know then. Maybe that was because he went off the pitch and so they played on. For me, Archie's just not a right back. Yeah, but it's because we haven't got... I mean, if Byram's fit, then you put Jed Spence at right back and Byram at left back, don't you? But at the moment, it does seem like we have to play Archie there. Anyone noticed that they're really cramming Pascal's side, forcing Roden to bring up the ball? Yeah, and there's been a few times where Roden and Strauch have actually swapped. But yeah, it was just... Yeah, I mean, literally, they're just showing the replays now of some little replays of half time, and it's just all Preston just kicking lumps out of us, and it's just annoying to watch. Hopefully there's some changes by the 60th minute at least. Yeah, I just don't know if there will be, because he just doesn't do it, does he? He doesn't make those subs, but hopefully he'll start to, and hopefully we see Nonto on for Dan James at some point. early in this second half, because I think that would help us massively. Let's try and get that like total up to 100 before the second half starts. We've got 122 people in here, so there's definitely 19 people who haven't liked it. So if you haven't liked the video already, then hit that like button and we'll try and get to 100, and then I'll stop asking about it. This is our current lineup, by the way. I hate halftime. I know they're human beings and they need a rest, but I really wish we could just instantly play the second half. Yeah, but I'm not sure whether how fit Byram is and whether he wants to risk him yet, because obviously we still have more games coming up. So I would, if Byron was fit, I would put him on. But I'm just not sure whether he's 100%, and I don't want to risk injuring him again, because I want to get to a point where we can play Byram at left back and Spence at right back. It's important for Farker to get something else out of them. Half-time's good for that too. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I think really he needs to change something. I'm not 100% sure on what, because it's difficult to combat this physicality, isn't it? Because what else can you do? You can't just suddenly be more physical than what their players are, because their players are more physical than ours. Certainly their defenders are more physical than our attackers, which is where a lot of the fouls are happening, with them breaking up the play and stuff. So it's, I don't know. It's difficult. We need to learn how to try and combat that, because at the moment it does seem like we're struggling a lot. Did Ipswich beat Preston? I don't know. I don't think Gruev is, really, unless you were being sarcastic. Preston versus Ipswich. Ipswich won 4-2 and 2-1. Ipswich beat him home and away. Wait, no, July wasn't this season, was it? That was a pre-season friendly. Might see Firpo on and Jed Spence to right back. Oh God, I hope not. I just don't think Firpo's good enough. It's crazy how different we look away from home. It's not even necessarily away from home, I don't think. I think it depends against who the team we're playing. Because I think if we're playing someone like Ipswich at home, we're going to look good because they're a counter-attacking... Well, they're a side who leaves a lot of space for us to counter-attack, so we end up looking really good against them. But if we're playing somebody like Preston even at home, I think we struggle because of the way that they play. They'd come and do the exact same thing that they're doing now. So I think it's difficult to say really, but I think it is a lot to do with the way that they're playing, and that's going to make us struggle a bit. I don't think I've seen enough of Gruev to have any opinion. Seems fine. Feel a bit bad he never gets to play, but he has a lot of competition. Yeah, I think there's something there because surely Farke doesn't trust him, and that's why he doesn't bring him on, because I don't see any other reason why he wouldn't. Ruta has zero space to get his engine going. Yeah, because they get so tight to his back, so maybe that means that Leeds need to focus on creating space for him by dragging the defenders away through runs of Pirro, James, and Somerville. Maybe them dragging those players away, thinking that somebody's going to get it into them rather than Jorginho. Allows Jorginho to have that little bit of space to turn and run. But even when he has had that space to turn and run in the first half, when he's done it, he's then just been slide tackled and just taken out. So it's like, what are you meant to do when the referee's not punishing them for those things? Hi, Jeff. You say, Max, Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well and have a good holiday season. Come on, Leeds. Yeah, I'm doing very good, thanks, Jeff. Hope you had a good Christmas as well. Yeah, hoping for Leeds to turn things around in the second half, because the first half was a very difficult start for us. Hopefully the bookings in the first half play a factor. Yeah, but then for me, that seems like they'll just substitute the booked players for non-booked players, obviously, because they'll come off the bench, and then they'll just they'll just end up having all players on the pitch who haven't got a yellow card. But maybe more position swapping from James, Somerville, Ruter, and move them around. Yeah, I think it just opens up a little bit more space for the other players, because the defenders have to go with the run. Like somebody like Somerville, you're going to have to go with his run, because he's scored so many goals and assisted so many goals this season in the Championship. He's probably the form player in the division. You have to go with him. So that opens up space for Jorginho to run into, hopefully. Jeff saying kids and grandkids coming over for Boxing Day should be a good day. Well, I hope you enjoy it, mate. I hope it's a lovely day for you. Hopefully Leeds win, so you're already in a good mood when that happens. Bruce Edwards, I think we need a bit of a battering round number 9. I can see Bamford walking down the touchline right now, so I think we need a battering round number 9. Rutter is a bit Hollywood for set game. No, because I think Rutter's actually very good at his hold-up play. He's just struggling because they're being so physical with him. We're underway in the second half, though. Oh, my God. Oh, well. We're about 5 or 6 seconds behind. Could we see Nonto for Peru? I don't think that'll happen just because of the way that Farke makes his substitutions. I would like it to sometimes. But for me, it seems more like that it will be Bamford that comes on if Peru comes off. Dan James having his shirt pulled there. It's just those little niggly challenges that they accumulate, but then don't get a yellow card for them. Like, he'll just pull Dan James's shirt, or he'll just have a little nip at his ankles, and he'll not get a yellow card for them. Somerville, on the left-hand side, gets tackled, and now Preston have a chance to break on Leeds. Ball down the line here. Jed Spence gets there, though, with his pace. Gets the ball back to Strauch, and then Strauch's going to have to play that one into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for Preston. Just going to sit back up again. Jed Spence gets fouled there again, and it's going to be a Leeds Leeds free kick. Who's that on the Leeds? Oh, is he just a coach? Somebody on the Leeds bench sat next to Bamford. Do I just not recognise somebody who's changed their hair or something, or who is that? Strauch. Ball forward into midfield where Jorginho gets dispossessed again. Ball across to the centre back on the halfway line. Comes up to Miller. Miller tries to go down the line, goes past... I don't know what happened there. I don't know whether the ball went out of play or what. But Miller went right past Archie Gray with ease then, but then the referee blew his whistle and Leeds have got a free kick taken there. Now Meslier has it. Meslier into Rodon. Rodon. Back to Melier. Across to Strauch. Strauch down the line to Somerville. Somerville with a little bit of space this time. He's got Jed Spence inside. That's going to be a Leeds throw-in, is it? I think that actually probably should have been a Preston throw-in, but ends up being a Leeds throw-in in the end. Jed Spence gets ready to take it. Throws it to Jorginho. Jorginho coming into the box now. Tries to get it across, and it's going to be a Leeds corner kick. Good chance for Leeds to get the ball in the box here. I mean, this could be what we need. Something off a corner or a free kick or something where we just get a chance to get the ball in the back of the net. And when we do, that might be when Preston have to come out a little bit and the game opens up. But we just need something to kickstart the game. We need a catalyst for the game to get a bit more open for us to try and play our football. Ball comes into the box from Somerville towards the penalty spot. Headed. It's dropping round in the box. It's cleared to the edge. Miller now up against Dan James. Dan James wins it back. Dan James gives the ball back to Joe Rodon. Rodon inside to Spence. Spence down the line for Dan James. Dan James gets there ahead of his man. Tries to cut the ball back across to the edge of the box where Piru can't quite get on it because it's a really good tackle from the Preston midfielder there. Really good tackle. So close there, Piru, to getting on the end of that. He would have scored, you've got to feel. And a really good sliding tackle there from the Preston defender. Or midfielder it was in the end. Woodman now with the ball in the Preston goal. Comes out to the edge of his box and sends it long up towards Miller. Miller dispossessed by Archie Gray there really well. Archie Gray tackled by Whiteman, and it's going to go out for a Preston throw-in right by the technical areas. Jorginho trying to chase down the defender here. He gives it back to Woodman. Then Woodman into the other centre-back. Ball up to the halfway line. Flicked around the corner, and it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. Jed Spence looking for an option and looking frustrated that he can't find anyone to throw the ball to. Throws it in now down the line to Jorginho, who tries to flick it, but it only goes back to a Preston player. Now Spence with the ball down the line, and it's gone straight back to a Preston player again. This is not a good game to watch. It's a very frustrating game. Long ball up to the striker, to Osmajic or Osmajic. And it bounces all the way through to Melier, and now Rodon can bring it out from the back. Now Archie Gray. Into Ampadu, dropped off to Rodon. Across to Melier, and then to Strauch. Now Melier. Back into Rodon. Archie Gray. Back to Rodon. Rodon to Jorginho, who nearly loses the ball, but just manages... Well, he does now lose the ball, even though he was pulled back by an arm, and now Osmajic is trying to get in behind, but Strauch does really well to cover that. But Jorginho was definitely fouled there. Jorginho was pulled back. His shirt was pulled, and then they took the ball off him. So why is that not a foul? Now Preston have a throw-in line with Leeds' box. Another throw-in for Preston in the similar position. Thrown down the line into the box. Flicked on. Good tackle by Ampadu there. Preston players claim it for a penalty, but I don't think it was. Now Miller drops it back off to the defenders. Preston on the halfway line now. If Leeds can win the ball in a position like this, there's the chance to break. Leeds force them back. And back again, all the way to the goalkeeper. Piru being the highest one forward, going for the goalkeeper to press him. Sends it over the halfway line. Won by Archie Gray, then Ampadu. Then Joe Rodon forward, but only as far as a Preston midfielder. And now the ball goes down the line on the right-hand side for Preston. Jed Spence coming up against the winger here. Ball into the box, chipped deep. And Meslier is able to catch that one. Very well done from Meslier. And Whiteman's trying to start on Meslier for some reason here. And now Osmay. Oh no, Meslier. Please don't get a red. Mellier's just been sent off. Mellier's just got a straight red. Mellier's just got a straight red. I'm sorry, but they just started... he caught the ball, and then they started shoving him. Yeah, they have looked for it all day. Oh, what? Well, Caldalo at least is on the bench, isn't he? But we are playing with 10 men now for the next 40 minutes. Oh, he's been looking for it all day. That was my itch. He deserved it, but it was just annoying. Because Whiteman started on him, and then Osmaic came in and shoved... Oh, Osmaic should have a red card as well for coming in and shoving him like that. How can Osmaic just come in and two-hand shove somebody in the chest? Honestly, if Osmaic was going to do it, he should have... If Meslier was going to do that, he should have punched him because he's deserved it, that Osmaic. Means Darlow's going to have to play in the next game as well because apparently Rodon got a yellow card as well. Did Osmaic get a yellow card? Yes, he did. Oh, that's just it's so annoying in a game where we were struggling anyway. Now Piru's being the one that's being subbed off for Caldalo. Oh, 3-game ban, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, he should have blown his whistle before that, the referee, and then just, I don't know. Meslier shouldn't have done that, but, like, you can't come in and just shove someone like that. Caldalo takes his first goal kick in the championship for Leeds. This is his championship debut. Leeds fans out in full voice, chanting marching on together now. Joe Rodon. Back to Darlow. Now Strauch. Strauch can carry that one forward and give it to Spence. Spence comes back across, gives its ball to Somerville, but Somerville can't keep his pass in because Gent Spence's pass was too hard there. Yeah, passing has been off for us today. It's a very frustrating game. Return game at Ellen Road in a month from now with Preston should be tasty, yeah. We should be winning games like this, and it's another one where I don't think we're going to. And again, if Leicester beat Ipswich tonight, it's going to be completely looked at as massively dropped 3 points for us. Many thought this game would be a walkover. Now we're one player down. Now Miller out on the left-hand side. Up against Dan James. Ball crossed into the box. Headed into the back of the net. 1-0 to Preston. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's against where Farke needs to earn his money. Ability to change a game through in tactics and subs is when it's clearly not going our way. Yeah, he just doesn't seem to change anything, does he? And yeah, Rob saying Spence didn't pick up the run. Dale, how can you possibly say that that was Darlow's fault? It was right in the corner. There's no way any goalkeeper's saving that. Too far offline in the middle of some of it. Oh, and that's a free kick now, is it? Oh my God, I'm getting annoyed. I hate football. Preston with the ball at the back now. Can't believe it's a Leeds player that's got a red card when Preston have been playing like they have been. Ball down the line for Miller. Up against Archie Gray. No, it was Majic. Drops it back off. Ball into the midfield. On the halfway line. All Leeds players behind the ball now. Why is the commentator saying they think they've deserved it? They've been horrible, horrible houses. It's just been housery the whole time. God, I hope we win 2-1 now. That would be so sweet after the way they've played. Melier will miss 3 games if it's a straight red and not an appeal doesn't get approved. They are playing negatively, but the referee's interpretation of foul play has helped them no end. But Melier should know better. He should, but it's just really frustrating that the player can just come in and shove him as hard as he can in the chest, and Melier just gives him a little tap in the face, and that's a red card. Darlow sends that one long. We've got no players in attack now as well because we've taken Pirro off. We need to go into a bit of a 3-4-3, I think. Points won from behind this season. Leeds are second most in the division with 14, so let's hope we can add to that tally and make that 17 by winning this game. Leeds need to put the pressure on now and really go for it, get a goal and make them think twice. Apparently there's a lot of movement on the Leeds United bench. Some players warming up and stuff, but something needs to change. Potts now with the ball. Goes to Brown. Now the ball back out wide with Potts again. Good tackle there by Jed Spence. Was claimed to be a penalty, but nothing given. Somerville now with the ball. I mean, Jorginho. Jorginho goes past about 5 players. Jorginho on the run here. Gets the ball down the line to Somerville. Excellent play from Jorginho. That's what we've been wanting all game. Somerville inside the box now. Goes past his man. Tries to get it across, and it's going to be a Leeds corner kick here. Come on, Leeds. Let's get a header. Let's get a goal back and then start thinking about getting this win. Jorginho did so well there. He must have beat 4 or 5 players. Ball into the box from Somerville, and that's going to be a goal kick to Preston because it went to the near post and no one could get anything on it. I think Farker's going to make some substitutions at some point soon, and he needs to. It's a good foot, actually, Spence, that one that could have been a penalty, well, they thought it was. They're just holding the ball at the back now, and we're not pressing. Leeds fans are screaming at the Leeds players to go and get the ball. Good tackle there from Dan James. Now Jorginho's won the ball back. Ball across to Kamara. Kamara, it's right in front of you. Take a touch. Why did you let that run? It went straight back to a Preston player when Leeds could have been on the break. And now it's going to be a Preston throw-in. Kamara just needs to actually take a touch there. I don't know what he's doing. Mateo, Joseph and Nonto are getting their warm-up stuff off and getting their kits on. Long ball to the right-hand side with Potts. Ball inside. Holmes has nutmegged Spence, and then the ball into the box cleared away by Rodon, and then a volley way over the bar by Brown. Looks like it will be some players coming on now, but yeah, we need to try and go for this. Now Spence into Somerville. Somerville tries to turn. It's just not happening for any of our attacking players. It really isn't. Gruev on for probably Kamara. Yeah, Gruev, Nonto, and Joseph are all getting ready to come on. Good tackle by Spence. It's actually going to be a... Yes, it's a Leeds throw-in. They should have about half an hour of the subs if they come on now, which is better than usual. Obviously with additional time as well. Jorginho tries to turn his man and he's lost it there. Osmajic again just holding on to Strauch. I hate Osmajic. I've never heard of him before today, but I hate him now. Going to be a corner here to Preston. Looks like Leeds might be making some substitutions. Maybe after this corner. This is so Championship, you're right. That's the perfect way to describe it. Brown with the corner, taken short towards the edge of the box. Holmes takes it, shoots, deflected by Strauch, and it's gone straight up in the air. Headed back into the box. Strauch heads it away, only as far as Holmes. But now Jorginho can take it away from him. Holmes fouls Jorginho, but Jorginho keeps the ball, and then... Now Brown's trying to... don't know. They're just... These Preston players are so intolerable, Sam is saying, and yeah, it's... seemed that way. So Somerville's coming off. Jed Spence is coming off. Somerville's coming off, and Glenn Kamara's coming off. And Nonto, Joseph, and Gruev are all coming on. So it looks like we are going to 3 at the back. Joseph, Gruev, and Nonto have all come on. Strout with the ball down the line. Now Jorginho gets the ball back. Oh, it's judged as a foul. Oh, God. Ball back to Woodman in the Preston goal. Strouk. Dan James trying to win the ball back off Potts. Ball inside and then back outside again to Potts. Potts looking for a chance to cross it in. Gets it to the edge of the box for Brown. Brown's shot is terrible. Even a little touch on a Preston player and they drop like a fly. Yeah, when they're kicking lumps out of us and expecting us not to go down. Strouk. Ball into Dan James. Dan James forward to Joseph. Joseph's touch is terrible and goes straight to Potts. Now Preston defenders with the ball again. Long ball forward. Rodon lets that one go all the way through to Darlow, and Darlow can pick it up. Rolls it out to Strouk. Now Gruev. Gruev drops it off to Joe Rodon. Rodon has to come forward with it. They've packed the midfield so much. They've got 5 across the midfield. Now Dan James. Dan James drops it off down the line to Jorginho. Jorginho up against Potts. Jorginho gets into the box. Tackled there, and it's going to be a corner for Leeds. Better corners needed. Crossed him with pace, absolutely. Deepdale isn't even full. There's loads of empty seats. Corner comes in, headed away, out to the edge of the box where Nonto picks it up and heads it out wide again to Dan James. Sensible thing to do so that Leeds can try and get the ball in the box again. Dan James looking for an option. Tries to cross it in, not very good at all, and is deflected, and now Preston can try and break. Long ball out to the striker, and the striker's just pushed Joe Rodon over. Osmajic. Yeah, he should have passed it to Nonto. That's the ball you'd be expecting him to make every time, isn't it? Osmajic is coming off. Ched Evans is coming on. Strouk. Ball into Darlow. Darlow's tackled there, and the ball just kept in by the... Oh, and then Jorginho nutmegs the player, and then it's gone out. Ah, God. Potts getting ready to take this throw in, taking his time. Now Evans. Evans took the ball out of play there. Since the red card, Leeds haven't even had a shot. Why do we never shoot from distance? Like, why do we never just have a shot from the edge of the box? Just get something on target. Rodon's going to have to get in between Evans and the ball here, and does well too, so that Darlow can come and claim that. Now Rodon comes forward with it. Out wide to Nonto. Nonto goes back to Gray. Now Rodon drops it off to Strauch. Dan James. Back to Rodon. Now Strauch down the line to Jorginho. Jorginho tries to go past his man. Yeah, surely he's won the throw-in, and he does. Drops it off to Strauch for the throw-in. Jorginho. Tries to play a ball out to Nonto, but it's not good enough. Now Miller tries to go past Archie Gray, but knocks it into touch. Oh, do you want in the January window? We have one of the deepest squads, apart from our perimeter defenders, maybe. Yeah, we need another left back. And the other thing that we need is a number 10. A left back and a number 10 in January would be perfect. Archie Gray. Now Gruev. To Nonto. Nonto to Gruev, and then back to Gray. Now Rodon. To Dan James. Now Dan James down the left-hand side. Gives it back to Ampadu. Ampadu's going to try and get the ball in the box here. Gets it to the edge where Jorginho is waiting for it. Jorginho opens up a chance. Shoots just past the post. Better from Leeds. Much better from Leeds. Jorginho goes past a couple of players and just drags his shot wide of the post there. Just needs to be a bit better. Now Gruev drops it off to Archie Gray. Archie Gray's going to go out wide to Nonto. Nonto has to come back because of the bad pass. And Nonto's going to go all the way back to Darlow, who can just give it straight back out to Joe Rodon here. Joe Rodon. Strauch. Dan James. Going to try and go down the line here. Up against Holmes. Nice ball inside to Mateo Joseph, who drops it off to Strauch again, who can give it into Ampadu. Ampadu down the line to James. There's not really enough movement in front of goal, I don't think. Just doesn't mean that there's ever any passes on. Now Jorginho. Jorginho tries to open up a bit of space to go into the box here. He's been knocked over there, but Leeds managed to get the ball back through Joe Rodon from the clearance, and now Ampadu. Ampadu into Jorginho. Now Ampadu picks it back up again and gives it back to Joe Rodon. Leeds having a little bit more possession here and a little bit more pressure. Jorginho. Drops it off to Gruev. Now Gruev drives forward with it. Gives it to Dan James. Dan James looking for an option. Was that a shot? What are you doing, Dan? If we'd have still had 11 men, you would have had Nonto come on for Dan James, and then Piru would have stayed on. Or you swap him for someone like Bamford. It was a shot, yeah, it was awful. Woodman getting ready to take this goal kick. Ampadu wins the first and second header. Now Gruev down to Strauch. Strauch sends that one long down the line. Maybe we need to play them at their own game a little bit and play some long ball. Now Holmes down the right-hand side up against Strauch. Strauch blocks his pass. He's going to go out for a throw into Preston right by the corner flag. 13 minutes plus injury time then to try and go and get a goal. But at the moment, it's just... This is awful. It's a foul throw from Potts, if ever I've seen one. Evans. Now Strauch clears that one. Now Mateo Joseph. Can't quite keep the ball. Now Potts again. Potts down the line to Evans. Joe Rodon's there to stop that. It's a goal kick. Jorginho's dispossessed again there. And Evans drops it back off to Holmes. Oh, and then Holmes just throws himself to the ground like a sack of spuds. Free kick then getting ready to be taken by Brown, the goal scorer. Brown plays it out wide to Holmes, who's going to then put the ball into the box. Headed away by Ampadu, only as far as Brown, the free kick taker. Then back to Holmes, dropped off again to the midfield. And now Ched Evans. Oh, good chance. And then blocked. Nonto, is he going to get there? Nonto tries to keep it in there, and then he has to run through the technical areas to try and get back to the ball. And the ball's with Woodman. Nonto's doing an absolute 100-yard sprint here. And he's done well because he's forced the goalkeeper into a mistake, passing it to Leeds, and now Jorginho has the ball. He tries to go past his man. He's not going to keep it in here, but it is going to be a free kick to Leeds. Yeah, it's a yellow card to Holmes. Leeds have a free kick. It's just everything's like a really good block from Rodon earlier in that move, but decides to buffer, does it? Leeds have got a throw in now. There really should have been a better free kick. I reckon genuinely I could deliver a better free kick than that into the box 8 times out of 10. Maybe 9. Strauch to Gruev. Back to Strauch again. Now Rodon. Now Darlow. Ampadu to Rodon. Leeds need to come forward again. Strauch. Into Dan James. Dan James into the box. Dan James taken down there. Penalty. Penalty. Mr. P, please don't put it in the chat before it's happened, but I'm very glad that we've got a penalty. But the only problem is Joel Piroux is not on the pitch and Somerville's not on the pitch, so I don't know who's going to take it. Dan James does really well to just come inside and then he's just taken out there. Does really well, Dan James. He goes this way and that and then looks to cut inside, and that's when he leaves a leg there. He stands right on his toe. McCann, I think it is. Who takes it? Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know, but I am really, really nervous. Yeah, maybe Nonto. I'm just going to minimize the chat for a minute just so I don't see if somebody puts it in the chat before it goes in. Oh my God, it's going to be Strauch. Oh my God, it's going to be Strauch. I don't know if I trust Strauch to take this. Come on, Strauch. You've been a fantastic defender. You've been really good all game, all season. Put it in the back of the net for me. Come on. Come on, Pascal. Strauch rolls it into the bottom corner. 1-1. Come on, Leeds. We're back in it. It's exactly what we needed. And now they will start. Now Preston will start to worry and they'll start to panic. Because it is now 1-1. And they've got to hold on for another 8 minutes plus injury time. Come on, Leeds. That's a really good penalty from Strauch. Love it. Come on. Hopefully, that gives us... Dwayne Holmes has come off, by the way, and Jensen's come on. Nonto's fouled their defender there. So glad we kept James on. Oh, yeah, to be fair, a lot of us were saying that. But yeah, just remember, guys, if something happens in the game, like a penalty or a goal or anything, just don't say it before I've reacted to it, that's all. It's the only rule we have. It's going to be a throw into Leeds. Free kick to Leeds, then in the right back position, and Archie Gray is going to look to take it into Jorginho, then back to Gray. Then Gray's going to have to go back to Darlow here, and Darlow's going to send this one up to the halfway line. Mateo Joseph backs into the man to try and hold that up, but Ampadu wins the second ball. Now Jorginho backs into the player and tries to go with it. Ampadu can't quite get there, though. They play it out to Potts on the right-hand side. Now Potts plays the ball forward. Strauch's going to get there. Does really well. Good defending by Strauch. Now Dan James. Cross into the midfield where Gruev can pick it up and give it back to Archie Gray. Archie Gray back to Rodon. They're playing quite a high press now, Preston. So if we can break through it... Oh, apparently that's a foul from Mateo Joseph. Taken quickly by Preston. They're on the play again. Good tackle there from... Oh, apparently not a good tackle from Jorginho. Come on, Leeds. Brown standing over this free kick again then. Free kick getting ready to come into the box then. Free kick sent in. Darlow manages to save that one after it's got on the end of by Ched Evans, I think it was. It's not. It's one of the defenders who got a head on it, but Darlow got well down to save that one and hold it as well. Jorginho going past a couple of players and winning Leeds a throw-in on the halfway line. He's done well to drive us up the pitch a little bit there, Jorginho. Farke telling the players to relax a little bit. Good throwing down the line, and then Jorginho's trying to hold it up. Jorginho goes to ground, but not giving us a foul. Ball over the top here, and Rodon's going to just have to give this one back to Darlow. He does so. Now Darlow with it. Darlow uses his weak foot and gets it up to the halfway line. Good little header by Mateo Joseph. Challenge for again, and now Ampadu with it. Ampadu tries to play a ball over the top towards Dan James, and it's going to get there. And that's really clever. That is really clever from Dan James. I love that. That is brilliant from Dan James. That is so clever. He knows that he's going to go for it, and Dan James just runs across his path and gets wiped out. It's so clever from James to win a free kick there. To be fair as well. Jesus, the player mullered him. He went right through the back of his head. Now, Nonto stands over this free kick this time with a chance to get the ball into the box. Come on, Leeds. Nonto with the cross into the box towards the back post, headed back across. No, it's actually headed back towards the other corner flag, and Preston can get away with the ball. Mateo Joseph tries to block it, but it goes as far as Gruev, who... Oh, no, Archie Gray, sorry, it is. Drops it off to Gruev, and now Gruev can go all the way back to Darlow. Darlow across to Strauch. Strauch down the line to Dan James, who's trying to hold the ball up. Has to go back inside to Ampadu. Ampadu's going to go to Rodon. Good ball. Now Leeds can potentially come out the other side. He has to go back to Darlow in the end, though. Looks like Leeds may have to send the ball long here, but no, they give it to Rodon again. Rodon with a nice little ball into Mateo Joseph, and then Nonto can't quite get the flick down. Ball over the top for Miller, but it's going to go out for a throw-in, I think. No, he's kept it in. Miller goes past Gray. He's into the box. He's bent it in the top corner, Miller with his weak foot. 2-1. Why did we give him that much time and space? How does that not go out? I just wish that ball had gone out of play, and then Archie Gray can't keep with him, and then nobody's there to stop Miller coming inside. Well, Darlow's played about 40 minutes and conceded 2 goals, which is very unfortunate for him because I don't think he could have done anything about either of them. You can't possibly blame that on Darlow or the first goal. Bamford's now on as well for Ampadu, which I don't really... Dan James looks to go past Potts into Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph comes inside, gives the ball to Strauch, who's almost playing as a central midfielder now. Now to Gray, out wide to Nonto. Nonto with the ball into the box, headed on, and then it's going to be a Leeds corner. I don't think Meslier would have saved either of them. There's no way. They were right in the corner, both of them. Eight minutes added on, is there? Nonto with a corner towards the penalty spot, headed out to the edge, flicked on by Miller, the goal scorer. Now Dan James drops it off to Archie Gray. Archie Gray looking for an option here. Just to go out wide to Nonto, who's taken him almost a right-back position. Nonto comes inside. Nice ball across to Strauch. Strauch pokes it through to Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph drops it off to Dan James. Now into Strauch. Now around the corner to Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph in a crossing position here on the left-hand side. Drops it back off to Strauch. Strauch tries to cross it in, blocked by Potts, but the ball's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. Gruev across to Gray. Now Nonto on the right-hand side. Nonto with the ball into the box, flicked on, headed away by Brown. Now knocked out to the left-hand side to Miller. Now Ched Evans. Ball with Jensen. Tries to get it into Evans, but it's cleared by Leeds. But now Miller has the ball again. Goes past Archie Gray again and gets the ball into the box. I think what we're learning is Archie Gray's not a right back as well, and that we need Byram fit to go left back and Jed Spence fit to go right back. Otherwise, we are screwed against any winger that's actually decent. They're just holding the ball up in the corner now, but it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Ball into Mateo Joseph, who tries to flick it around the corner, and then Jorginho now plays it down the line to Pascal Struijk. Pascal Struijk onto the halfway line. Struijk still manages to get the ball to Dan James in the end. Dan James down the left-hand side. He's got two players coming towards him, and he's going to win Leeds a throw-in. Mateo Joseph still manages to retain possession there and through Struijk as well. Now Joseph gets it back. Now Jorginho. Jorginho fouled there by Brown, who's already on a yellow card and has just slid in and took him down. That should be a second yellow for me. He's gone in high there. That's a second yellow. It definitely should have been. Nonto now getting ready to take this free kick. Nonto's ball into the box, straight into Woodman's gloves. It's just not good enough. What a frustrating day all round. We really haven't been good enough, have we? It's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Another substitution for Preston to try and slow things down. Brown coming off, the one who could have just had a yellow card, a second yellow for Ledson. If Leicester win, then there's no change. Yeah, but it was a chance really for us to get a 6-point swing over 2 weeks, wasn't it? And the other thing is as well that Southampton could catch us and we could go fourth. Throw in from Preston, headed away by Rodon, and then knocked forward towards Miller. But Miller was offside, and now it's going to be a Leeds free kick. He just doesn't change anything between games. Like, yes, we won like that against Ipswich, but Ipswich are a side who play attacking football and leave spaces. Preston is a completely different type of game, and we needed to play differently to beat them. Good ball from Gruev out wide to Nonto. Nonto tries to get the ball in the box. It's hit the first man, and then they're able to break with Miller. Nonto does really well, though, to try and get the ball back there. He actually handballed at Miller, thinking that he would get a free kick and didn't. Now Mateo Joseph, he blocked their clearance and it went out for a goal kick. Woodburn getting ready to take his goal kick. Sends it long up to the halfway line. 15 seconds to go. I'd imagine there'd be a little bit of time added on, but how Leeds is this? Darlow out the other side to Struijk. Struijk brings the ball up towards the halfway line. Ball forward to Bamford. Bamford tries to get it into the path of Dan James, and the ball has gone away again, and it's gone all the way back to Darlow. Darlow's going to have to send this one long, and does. Up towards Bamford and Joseph. Ball's going to... Is that full time? It's a freak. I think it was offside against Leeds. I think overall Farker is really solid, but we're becoming too predictable. I miss not knowing what our lineup will be 3 games ahead. It's a good point. If we play well, he just keeps the exact same team. He doesn't think, okay, it's a different type of opposition. Let's play a different way. And that's the end of it. That is the end of it. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me through this shower of you-know-what. Leeds have lost away at Preston in a game which was just so bad to watch. But yeah, I'm just going to do a match reaction now, talk about how I feel about it, because it was awful. So yeah, maybe watch that after this is out. There's also a Dream Team's out tomorrow as well, so there's that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all had a good Christmas and stuff, and there'll be more videos to come up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.